Welcome everyone to the podcast for the Music Collective and Enliven Music Group. We're gonna jump right into this podcast. So our first topic or discussion topic is that of new rap. Now we're just gonna listen to everyone's opinions on this. So let's start off with Illusion. What do you have to say about new rap, or what are your opinions on
It
it?
fucking sucks. Or are we talking about mumble rap?
New.
Like that shit? Yeah, it
Okay.
fucking sucks.
Yes,
Yeah.
mumble rap and just new rap in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be mumble rap.
All right, this is my take on like that shit. Is like
On mumble
I'm
rap
just
or
saying,
just new rap in general.
like I'll get to like other sources of like new rap and shit in a
Mhm.
second, but like mumble rap, I think like the
Mobile
producer
rap.
should, yeah, the producer should get like more than half the fucking credit, dog, because it's kind of their kind of show. Like you can't understand what the fuck the artist is saying, like at all.
I
So,
feel you.
it has to be the beat driving it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just saying, from a producer standpoint, if like a motherfucker is getting millions off of basically just a beat I produce, yeah,
I would be
and I'm
upset.
paying 15K. Nah, fuck that.
All right. Uh,
Motherfuckers throwing it.
what about other new rap? You said you were gonna get to that second.
I think like what who is that? Who's that kid? Who's fuck? I forgot who it was. Yeah, no, real fast. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit to mumble rap. There were a few good artists to come out of that, like that Little Peep guy,
I'm
and
not a fan
then
of Lil Peep, but
Lil
all
Peep
right.
didn't bubble
uh,
rap.
I
yes,
just
he
didn't like
did.
Peep's music in general, but yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, no, he coming out like he was at least the one of the most talented because everybody from that sucked.
See,
So,
here's
you
my
just gotta.
issue. See, X, he was lyrical at times, but he did a lot of mumbling, if we're honest.
Yeah,
And everyone wanted to consider, or a lot of people in comment sections especially, would consider him the new Tupac. And I believe that that's such a false statement because one, there could be no other Tupac, A. And B, he just wasn't that good. I mean, he had good music, but it wasn't that good, if you know what I mean.
yeah, but shit. I want to go off of like topic for a second. Like just a question to both of you. Do you guys think Tupac's still alive? You guys, some of them people.
Nah, no.
Bro, there was a they said there was a
There's so many
someone saw
conspiracy
Tupac.
theories.
Someone saw it was on the radio. It was like I don't know. It's still probably not isn't
Yeah,
real.
in like
But
Malaysia or somewhere over there.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. There's a lot of conspiracy theories, but I think he's just dead. I think people are trying to milk it and everything like that.
Yeah.
Trying to make something out of something that's really not there. But it's up for personal opinion. But yeah, I'd say that well, when it comes to mumble rap, Kendrick Lamar mumbles. That's a fact. It's not like something that's like debatable. He mumbles. Not all of the time, but there are multiple songs of his that he mumbles in. Would you agree?
Yeah, a couple. But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
But I feel like because when he mumbles, it's not mumble as in new mumble rap. It's got a different feel to it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'd say definitely new school mumble rap is really bad. This guy reached out to me on Instagram wanting if I wanted to do a feature with this guy that he like manages, and the guy I think his name was Pariah something like that. But his songs, if you thought that some like a normal mumble rapper was bad, like Little Baby or something, like you know how Little Baby and Gunna like sometimes they mumble and like drip too hard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this guy was like 10 times worse. Like he mumbled like the whole way through the song. You couldn't understand
No,
like a single
you
word.
realize if they hear this shit, you're gonna
Yeah.
be in a
Zach, you're
feud.
dead.
Bro, I'm not even kidding. I mean, he was a small artist just like I am. But the only thing was, it was so much mumbling. And I told the guy I wasn't gonna work with him just because of that. I could not work with someone who mumbled like that. like or mumbled so much that I couldn't understand like a single word he said.
Well, just Eminem forever his shit. Like, like just steal the entire song. Like kill it.
Yeah, well, I was just like not even interested at that point. But I mean, it's an interesting take. New rap, I mean, it has its good like there's good artists, but the majority of the artists aren't that great in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. Because now it's like not even about rap or anything.
Now
It's
it's
about
just
their
about
brain.
money and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
they
like
could.
no care for the actual like the talent or the lyrical ability that goes into it.
Like that 6ix9ine guy. His entire thing is he's just a big troll.
Yeah, it's more like his last song. It's stupid. I mean, it's just like a bunch of stuff thrown together. And as he said, I mean, it's not like he puts in a lot of work for it. It's just that he has a lot of hype behind him and stuff.
It's like I don't know. It's weird just because like the old rap was like you know like the entire hip hop community and shit just like
Yeah.
had
Like
big
I'd say that like
Biggie
when
and
it comes
shit.
to old
Tupac.
rap, I would say Tupac's my favorite. I mean Eminem like 1999 album like what was it? Marshall Mathers LP. That wasn't bad at all. When was that? That was early 2000s?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah. And even his first
Tu-
album from like the 1990s, like 1996 I think it was, that had Rock Bottom and stuff. I mean, they were all good
Yeah,
albums, so he's technically a part of old rap as well. So I'd just say like between Eminem and Tupac, they're definitely my favorite artists when it comes to old rap. I mean, I liked Biggie, but I didn't listen to most of his stuff because like by the time I got into rap, like there was it wasn't there was no what's the word? There wasn't much hype around him, or there was no longer any sort of music that people were talking about mainly, if you know what I mean.
yeah. It's it's like what is it? Like Eminem changed it forever. Like
Yeah,
you know, he came with like a brand new thing that
and
wasn't really being done.
mm-mm. And like I know the guy, and this guy he thinks that Eminem has no flow and that Eminem is basically just talking on top of a beat. But that's technically what rap is. It's not like singing, it's mainly talking on top of a beat, if we're all
Yeah,
honest. I mean, it requires some sort of not singing, but rap's mainly spoken word and you portray it or you say it and like and while you're expressing emotion. It's not just like talking. And Eminem in no way just talks and just like says like, you know, I'm talking
Like
on
that.
the beat or something like that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Eminem and MGK got in like that entire feud and shit.
Yeah.
Like
Cleveland.
yeah, Sully's from Cleveland, so
Yeah. I'm not from either
Su-
one. Wait,
Sully who won?
who won Sully?
Who won?
Oh shit.
I wanna always go MGK. You know what I'm saying? It's from Cleveland. I can't not.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that's double
MGK
negative, so you can.
MGK. I gotta admit, uh, did
He's the
did
best out
do
of all the
do
Eminem discs.
good.
He did the best.
Yeah, out of all Eminem disses I've heard, I'd say that MGK's was the best, and I'd say that Rap Devil was MGK's best song, or the best song by MGK I've ever heard.
Wait, real
However,
fast.
yeah,
Sully, I got a question. Like, since you're from Cleveland and shit, uh, can you tell me and Zach what was in the bowl?
What was in the what?
what was in the bowl?
The bowl.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
bowl.
what was in the bowl?
Does this man not know what we're talking
What are you talking about?
about? Oh my god,
The bowl.
the bowl. What was in the
What was
bowl?
in the bowl, dog?
The bowl.
MGK was eating something in his.
Oh, but I
Oh,
don't. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I'm from Cleveland and everybody quiet, so I gotta read you a nursery. Bruh, this man doesn't know what was in the bowl. Oh.
I don't. I
I
don't
think it was
follow.
cereal though. It looked more like cereal than oatmeal.
I don't
What
know.
if it was neither?
All right, let's just move on from that though. Let's talk
Yeah.
about a little bit about Justin Bieber's marriage. That was a topic we had thought up, and What are your opinions on this, Sully? You've been a little quiet.
Um, I love Justin Bieber. That's my favorite artist. What
Wait, are
else?
you being
Like,
legit?
back in the day, not gonna lie. Back in the day, I had his album with his one the first song like
I'm not
he
saying it's a
like
bad thing. I'm just saying it's interesting per se.
no, it's not like he's cool. He makes nice music, but
Facts.
I had his first album, the one like he first like
Bet.
blew up. And, like, I used to bump that along with Kids Bop. You know what I'm saying? Kids Bop used to slap.
Kids Bop is terrible these days. I'm not even kidding though, because they make it worse. Like you'd be better off listening to the clean version of a song than you would be listening to Kids Bop.
Yeah, but
And
if you
then
think
clean
about it,
versions today aren't clean
Can you
anyways.
can you
yeah,
imagine fucking Eminem song on Kids Bop?
all right, it's like you
What do
ever
they
think
have?
about it,
Like love the way you lie or something?
it's like the songs that are like blowing up. Like you can't really like make it clean
Yeah, true. And I mean, even
and like
clean versions and radio edits aren't as clean as they technically could be.
right.
But let's move on. I mean, we don't really need to talk much about Justin Bieber's marriage. Like, congrats to him and everything like that. And I'm glad he found someone he's happy with. But I mean, whether he wanted to have it in secret or in public, I mean, that's up to them. So let's move on. Let's talk about Sully. This was a topic that you had brought up: rappers stealing beats. Talk
Yeah,
about
Yeah.
this
what
a
the
little bit
fuck is
more.
good with this?
All
I
right.
I was
mean,
waiting for us to get to this shit done.
All right,
see,
Sully, give a little explanation behind this.
so like since I'm a producer, this
Mhm.
is like getting kicked in the balls. It's like
All
it
right.
does not feel well.
That's some pain right there.
You're right, you know, like it travels through your stomach and feel this, but like you know what I'm talking about.
I know
Like,
exactly what you're talking about. But tell me, have you ever had a beat stolen before or anything like that?
I've had a loop stolen.
And that's like, but isn't that stolen by a producer, not a rapper?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Like,
so that goes from rappers
you,
stealing loops, and
A rapper
no,
still
actually,
loops.
my friend told me
like,
about how a producer, like, actually,
Okay, well
no, it wasn't actually.
let's just delve into this topic. Let's listen to Illusion because Sully, you
now
keep
what a fucking topic this
contradicting
is gonna be.
yourself.
Okay. Uh,
All right,
Yo,
what you got
Sully,
to say
remember
about this
what you
Illusion?
told me in the fucking DM? You told me that, yo, we're just gonna give you a topic, you're gonna rant for 30 minutes. I'll
Yeah.
sit the fuck down. Okay? It's about to fucking happen. Alright. This is the problem, and yeah, the reason why I started like my YouTube channel and shit is to like, you know, like help people and like maybe find a few artists to work with and shit.
That's how I
But
found
no,
you.
yeah, that's how you found me and shit. Like, yo, I'm like hella heated just because like sometimes like I'll be like on Reddit and shit
Mhm.
and be like, like I'll be like some fucking like artist on like hip hop collabs and shit. It's like, yo, need another artist on this beat, even though all of my beats are free for profit, but you do have to like notify me and credit me when you
Yeah,
use it.
like I wanted to use one of your beats, and I remember emailing you, and you said I could have the beat and everything. I had the everything written down, but it never was recorded or released. You
Yeah.
remember
Like,
Reflex, that beat,
oh
that
yeah.
song? Yeah,
Fucking
but
what they do, they don't even like contact me. They're just like, you know what, this cool beat, and they fucking go to like ytmp3 fucking.com, fucking take it, and then they just don't credit me, don't notify me and shit.
I
And I
feel
see it
you.
on hip hop collabs, and I like DM them on Twitter,
Mhm.
not Twitter, but like Reddit or some shit, and
Mhm.
I'll be like, yo, I don't care if you use it, but this fucked up, and just know
But
I'm
it would
never
be
working
nice.
with you.
Yeah, I feel that
Like,
because I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not always the rapper's fault, but primarily it is because oftentimes people will say that the beat's free for profit. They want you to notify them, but I've looked at a beat before. I really like the beat. I commented. I had like sent them. No, you can't send YouTube messages anymore. So like I had looked for a Twitter, an email. They had no emails, nothing to reach out to them via. So they
Yeah.
never responded to my comment either. I just didn't use it because of that. But I mean, I wish that people would actually take the time before just posting a beat trying to get people to use it to actually realize, well, if someone's going to use it, they might need to contact me. So let me put,
Yeah, that's why I put in all my descriptions. If
you
you go
have the
look,
email
like
at
my
least and
Twitter
stuff.
and email down there, and I also state the usage rights and shit for the free for nonprofit.
Mhm.
But like people just don't follow it, and like it kind of gets me mad because like using a beat like that, like it's first off not gonna make the producer wanna ever work with you and
Mhm.
shit. And this also other producers and shit like Sulli knows this. Like sometimes like how me and Sulli collab a lot, we'll send loops and shit back and forth, and we'll like make the drums and shit put them on top of it.
Mhm.
Like some producers will just steal that fucking claim it, yeah, like,
Oh dang.
and then there's it's like fucking if all of us could just like work together and everybody get their own like creds and shit,
Mhm.
like that'd be fucking awesome. You don't like people that live music,
Yeah, I feel
like
you.
they want money and shit more than they care about making a good quality fucking song. Fucking it sucks.
Yeah, I feel you.
So yeah, that's what I gotta say about that.
Yeah. Your voice is
Um,
a tad bit laggy at times, but it should be fine.
yeah, I find I'm looking at the voice connected. It's on one
Looking at the what?
side. One is
Oh
gonna
yeah,
fuck
at the
like.
bottom left.
All right,
I feel you.
are we gonna? Oh shit, this is a touchy subject for me. Solid to charging.
Oh, okay. So the next topic, I had chosen this one. It's not a major thing, but there's oftentimes producers that overcharge for beats that are sometimes really simplistic beats, if you know what I mean. It could be a beat that maybe just has like a, I mean, I don't know exactly about the drums and everything, but you can tell that it's a simple beat just by listening to it. I mean, it doesn't take a professional to know what's a simple beat or what like requires more time, what's more complex, if you know what I mean. And they'll charge, and I mean they haven't made like any sales before, and they're charging $30 for like the standard lease and like $250 for like the exclusive lease. They've never sold a beat before. They're just using some website. Like when you're just starting out, my thing is like I did a feature for some other people. I'm not looking to get paid when I'm just starting. I'm looking to get my name out there and do people realize that I'm credible or that I actually have some sort of talent or some sort of skill. But they'll
Yeah,
just like go up, they'll jack up the prices because they're only looking for the money. They're not looking for something long term. Like for instance, I don't want any of my songs to just like blow up all of a sudden, and then like all the rest of the songs are just like back down to normal. I want it to be more of a progression because then you build a fan base, you build like a family somewhat, and then you're able to like your fan base continues to grow. When you have a hit song, all of a sudden and then your next song doesn't meet everyone's expectations, they don't want to listen to your music again because they have certain expectations after that one song, and if you don't meet those expectations, they're gone. They don't want to hear it. That's just like my opinions when it comes to especially like producers jacking up prices for beats and stuff. And that's even rappers like jacking up prices for features
yeah,
when they know that they're a small artist. They know that, and I mean sometimes I'm not saying it's all of them, but sometimes they know that they're not even that great or like their skill isn't where it could be and they're still charging Lord only knows how much just for a feature. And they have like 200 Instagram followers or something and like 50 monthly listeners on Spotify. They're not a big artist whatsoever.
that's because like you get these fucking kids who like just a little pump and just like trying to get these fucking racks, and then they'll like figure out how to make a and then they'll be like, all right, and then they'll look at it from like a little pump standpoint and shit, and like think they're as big as them
And I mean,
and shit.
I worked
And then
with
you
this
have people
guy.
that are fucking deny.
Mhm. Like for instance,
Yeah.
I worked with this guy. I mean, the song and everything eventually got released, but the process of getting the song released or the process of getting the song recorded took a little while. Now, I mean, this guy, I mean, I guess his life is, decently busy. I mean, we all have busy lives. But it wasn't like there was anything pressing that seemed to be in his way of recording it and sending it to me. So I believe just think that some people they think that they know what they're doing because they've seen so many big artists and they've seen so many bigger people like do things like that, but they really don't know what goes behind or all the work that needs to be put in before you can get to that step. Because
Yeah.
big artists they seem like they
Yo,
have it
I'm
easy,
having.
but they have a lot of work to do in and of themselves still. I mean, don't get me wrong, they have managers, they have people like that. But I mean, there's still a lot of work
Yeah.
that has to be put in for a song to be released, recorded, and everything. And it's not something that you can just jump into and say, we'll set the release date for like 5 days from now. It still has to be written, recorded, sent, recorded,
Like,
and like
yo,
mixed. Mhm.
real fast, dog. I'm having like a same issue, like, and I'm pretty sure the people listening to this shit, like, cause they're like my best friends and
Mhm.
shit. Like, they see me, I don't know, they see me like selling beats here and there type shit, but
Mhm.
like, yeah, they hit me up like a few days ago, and they're like, "Yo, let's make a song. Like, I want to make it right now and shit." So like, I was just like, "Fuck it," and I made some beats and shit, and I took both my laptops and shit, and like the equipment, over to one of my friends' house, and then like the only one that made any sort of fucking like or anything was I'm not gonna say his name, but it was one of my friends, and he sat at the mic and he was trying, but you had like 8 people in the back and shit, like
Like
you could hear them in the mic and shit, so he couldn't.
ah.
And a day after that, we were all sitting in the car, and we made plans to like record the next day. Actually, it was yesterday. We were gonna record yesterday and shit, like that are really good. And it took me a lot of time to actually make these beats and shit. And I was gonna let them have the beats for happy to spend time with my friends and shit. I was gonna mix and master it and everything,
Yeah.
and like you know, uh, and I understand. Like one of them, like their granddad, just had like a medical emergency and he was rushed to the hospital like a few days ago and shit.
Mhm.
So he's probably done with that. But the other friend was just like, we'll do it some other time.
Yeah,
And like,
I feel like people they
I'm
don't
gonna say
realize
this
that.
on a podcast.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Wait, what are you about to say? That you about to say something.
uh, yeah. I was about to say like what inspired like my most recent tweet and shit. It
Mhm.
was something about
I
along the lines of
I-
success
I'll
ain't
read
gonna
it to
change.
you. I screenshotted it. I
I
saved
just
some good tweets. Dang, we both screenshotted it. Illusion. I think your tweets, they might go somewhere.
Lit.
Only person stopping you is you. If you say you're gonna do something, don't wait till tomorrow. Get up and do it before time passes you by. Success ain't gonna chase you.
Yeah, and
Straight
like
facts.
straight facts. Like there's a lot of shit that goes into this. Like it isn't like fun. Like some of it's not fun.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Like
Like, I enjoy like actually like recording. Don't get me wrong. It. Oh my gosh, it can get so
it's
annoying when you continuously mess up a specific part when it comes to recording.
yeah.
And I mean, so while
Like
there are elements of fun, it's still hard work. It's still running
yeah.
a business, one way or
Yeah,
another.
you gotta do some shit you don't want to do. Like I wish I had somebody like like there's sometimes I can't make beats
Mhm.
because I'm having to like send beats out. Like it's cool, it's money.
Mhm.
Finally, like there was a point in time like you know like nobody was buying beats. Like even though it's like money from like in my point of view
Mhm.
and shit, like it's still something. Like it's a sign of progression. But like you got to do some shit you don't want to do, and when you don't want to do it, Like there was times like I was chilling on my bed and I was like, "Fuck, all right, I gotta go make a beat." Like I can't be lazy. Like
Yeah,
if
I
you want to
feel
be
you.
successful and shit, like you're not, you
You gotta
shouldn't have
force
no
yourself
free
to do
time.
things. I mean, you'll
Yeah,
have free time, but you have to force yourself to do things and actually get them done. You can't sit around. Like sometimes I'll lay on my bed, and I'll like scroll through Instagram, bored, and like even though I know I have something that I could be doing that could be like that could lead to some sort of success, and I'll just sit there and I'll say, I need to get up and I need to do this thing, because if you just sit around, you'll just waste your whole life away.
yeah. Eh, Just like the tweet said, success ain't gonna chase your ass. You gotta grab that shit by the ankle and you gotta
Mm-mm-mm.
hang on
What?
because
I don't know what he said.
I said success ain't gonna chase you. You gotta chase that shit and grab it by the ankle when you like see it. Cause that shit, it's not gonna wait.
No, it's not gonna wait. Let's hit up this last topic real quick. We're about 26 minutes, so let's end this around 30.
Alright.
So, rappers writing their own lyrics. Now, this is a topic that I find really important as a rapper. Now, I write everything personally. It's everything that I've written. I've not used anyone else's, not even a line before. Now, recently, I've been freestyling with my friend, trying to get better at it because I'm terrible at freestyling. And he sat there and he said, anything that I say, like you can use for one of your songs if you want to. But I was like, nah, because I write my stuff, or sometimes I'll even freestyle it and then write it later.
Yeah.
But here's my thing about ghostwriters and other people writing things for you. One, I don't consider it a like, a sin or something that's like necessarily wrong. But I feel as if it makes your song less authentic, if you ask me. How do you feel about this?
Me or Sully.
Either one of you. Whoever wants to
I
talk first. Sully's just been quiet, like climbed inside.
yeah.
Cause I'm taking all this in.
Yeah,
I'm trying to become a prophet.
Sully's over here just happy to be on the fucking podcast.
I know, right? All
Illusion, you
right.
could go.
Yeah.
Um,
Illusion. Well, we'll hear from Sully after this. We got to hear at least something from Sully before we close it off.
um, it I don't know. Like, there's been a few times like I'll be like hitting something about a song and shit, and they'll openly tell me like, "Hold up, I gotta hit up my writer" or some shit like that. Like, I can't record right now. He's gotta write it,
Mhm.
and I'll just be like, "Well, who's your writer?" And they'll tell me, and I'll be like, "All right," and I'll just go to the writer and sell them the beat. Like, dog, if you're not gonna write your own shit, like, don't even come to me. Like, be creative. Like,
Yeah,
there's
that's my
some shit
thing.
like other people can't do for you.
Mhm.
Like,
I feel like when you write stuff yourself, it's so much more creative. It's so much more heartfelt, and it's just so much more authentic. It's something that maybe you've been through. It's something that you've thought about. And since it's your song, I believe that it should be something that you're close to, or something that's real to you, not real to someone else, or not just generic.
yeah, like it's crazy to like know like some of the most of these big rappers like I'll bet my fucking life on it. Like they don't write their own shit. Like most of their shit they don't write.
I feel like some of them do. Well, I know that Eminem does at least.
Well,
Yeah,
That's not someone you see like having a ghostwriter or something. And Drake's been exposed for having a ghostwriter and stuff like that. And I don't think it's wrong. I just feel like when I listen to a Drake song now, I don't have the same appreciation for it knowing that someone else might have written it for him instead of him writing it himself.
yeah.
Only thing
It's
is,
kind of
Drake
yeah,
doesn't necessarily rap. Now, if it's a song, as in like an Ed Sheeran song or something, I don't care if someone else wrote it for you. It's not something that I think is a big deal because when it comes to songs, it's more about just choruses and stuff. It's not, the verses aren't that important when it comes to songs, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
When it comes to rap, however, writing your own stuff is almost a necessity. It's just something that makes it way more authentic. With a song like a pop song, it's whatever. It's mainly the beat and everything.
Yeah, I see where you come from on it, but it's just like when it's something like, let's say if Eminem had a ghostwriter on When I'm Gone, like that emotional fucking thing.
Like if that were the case, I would have like no respect for Eminem because when
Exactly.
something like if let's say it was a song that's pretty generic, like even let's think of my Get in the Game song, first song I released. I wrote everything myself and everything like that. I mean, sometimes I'd sit down and write, and I'd like throw some of those lyrics in there, but it was all stuff that I had personally written, personally thought of. It wasn't emotional or anything, so if someone else had written it for me, I don't think it would have been as big of a deal as if I had like an emotional song talking about my own life issues that someone else wrote, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about this, Sully?
Um, uh, like rappers not writing the lyrics. It's depending on what you're writing on. It's worse than like other ones. Like if you're writing about like or rapping about like trap and stuff, and you don't write it, that's like it's still bad, but it's like it's not as worse as
It's
like
pretty much whatever, if you ask me. Like it's not the same as like writing an emotional song or
yeah. If
like
you write an emotional song and someone else wrote it from you, that's as an artist, that's like not you at all because it's not your emotions. So if you're rapping about someone else's emotions, then it's like you know.
I feel you, I feel you. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be the end of this podcast. We're a little over 30 minutes. It's been a great podcast, definitely. I hope
Yeah.
you guys enjoyed, thoughts, what we've been able to share. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check us out.
Wait.
All the links will be in
Wait.
the
Wait.
description.
Wait. Wait. Anybody got anything new coming out that they need to plug?
Yeah, yeah. I got a song dropping November 30th. Pre-save date, November 23rd. Thanks. The day after Thanksgiving, better known as Black.
What?
Hello.
I'm
Zach?
still here. I'm sorry. I unplugged my microphone. So yeah, make sure you check that out. It's definitely a banger. Wrote everything. I wrote every single bar that's in the song. Illusion mixed it and everything. Illusion made the beat. Great song. It didn't even take that long to put together, actually. But make sure you go check
Yeah.
it out. What about you guys? Anything?
Fucking. I got a loot kit dropping right around the same time. It's pretty fucking lit.
All the
It's
Um,
really
links.
great quality.
yeah, I don't do nothing in my life. I just drop random stuff whenever. So just have your notifications on. That's all.
All right, subscribe, turn on notifications, and make sure you check out any future podcast. And make sure you drop a like, follow us on social media. All links will be in the description below. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's gonna be the end of this.